Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of the Cavern Kings beta Let's Play. And it has been a little while, unfortunately. I've been away for a bit. I went over to Vancouver to go hang out with Ryan and Kate, Northern Lion and Lovely Momo on YouTube, if you're not familiar. And in the process, we also went down and went to PAX Prime. It was a really good time and everything, but I missed playing some Cavern Kings with you guys. So now that I'm home and settled back in, I figured let's start things back up and we can try and get caught up on what I missed. And what I missed was actually some pretty important stuff. We've actually had a few big updates. We're actually operating on version beta 19 now, as well as also the Kickstarter actually ended while I was gone. And it didn't quite make the last stretch goal, unfortunately. I think it topped out somewhere around 14-something thousand out of the 20,000 necessary to get to the extra 50-item bonus pack edition. But, you know, where that's sort of disappointing news, we've also got some really good news in that the game got greenlit, so it's going to be showing up on Steam fairly soon as well. And we'll be playing today on Beta 19 and going over some of the changes, if we can notice. Well, actually, most of them are pretty big changes, actually. There's a lot of balancing stuff, and we're also going to play with the screen still in frozen mode instead of dynamic. I just prefer it this way for the moment anyway. I know eventually this is going to not be an option anymore, but for now, I'm kind of into it. So, big things that have changed, and so we've got a drill and a drill cannon, or I should say a jackhammer and a drill cannon. But big things that have changed have been primarily to do with the way the progression works. So in this case, we're going to run into a lot less money, and things will cost a lot more money. So the idea of spiraling out of control is going to be a little bit more difficult, and that's a troll bomb. That's not very nice for my very first find. Not happy about that. But I do have a really kind of overpowered main weapon, which I'm kind of happy about, so, you know, we'll roll with that. And I might as well do what I can to try and maximize my chance of getting as much money as possible, since chests now cost 1,000 to open, and also don't appear quite as frequently. But there are also some elite enemies that have chances of dropping more money, I believe. Anyway, I've got the change list open next to me here, so I'll try and take a glance over at that every now and then. So the bosses tend to drop more in terms of rewards, which is good. And I think that kind of makes sense, because it felt like before maybe a little anticlimactic. You get like one major rare drop, but then for the most part it was just like, some money, maybe, and then you kind of move on. But now it seems like you might get a more substantial bonus out of that, which means that you've really got to try and gear up to the best of your ability at the very beginning to try and last even long enough to get to one of the bosses, and hopefully maybe run into enough special enemies or difficult enemies that'll give you the drops that you need to be able to accrue that money. So what else? There's toxic elite enemies that leave a trail of poison. That's not a thing that I saw before. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's a lot of crates on this level. We might as well do our best to take advantage of that situation. I should have no trouble getting to the 1,000 required, and of course, if need be, I guess I can always drop one of these chests down to the next floor. Let's see if we can dig our way up here. And I'll see if I can get all the crates while they're all in the same spot. Now, as far as I'm aware, there haven't been any new, like, power-ups or major changes as far as that stuff goes. This is primarily, like I said, a balancing patch. But the developer is working on a big patch for version 20, which I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be or anything, but I'm looking forward to it very much. Let's open this. And we get a Homesick Shard, which has actually been buffed, so it's a little bit more powerful now, which I kind of appreciate. Not that I thought it was not powerful enough before, but the more the better, I suppose, when we've got the odds stacked against us. And looks like a pretty sparse floor, not a lot going on this one. It's a little unfortunate when you run into a floor like this, so there's no really major tangible benefit. There's no chest that I can drag down, there's no crates to open. All I can really hope for here is just like an elite enemy or something that might have a higher chance of dropping something, or, you know, at least give me some more money, maybe. Also, I don't think I've covered since the UI has changed, so if that's a new thing to you, you might not have been watching my streams of this game or anything like that, and that's totally cool. Just so you're aware, obviously, there have been some pretty major changes in there, and it's not like I haven't been addressing them, it's just I sort of did already, just not in the Let's Play as much. So it's a little tricky sometimes for me to remember where I talked about what, since I've been talking about this game in a lot of different venues, between the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, other people's Twitch channels. We even did this on the NLSS when I was in Vancouver. Me and Ryan hung out and played some co-op, which was kind of fun. And I do look forward to maybe playing some more of that eventually, since the online option was a thing that was added. Or at least we reached the Kickstarter goal for having the online go, you know, forward, as opposed to just the local option, which is what was added so far. Oh, that was a big mistake. Well, it gave me a lot of XP at least. I didn't actually mean to drop that off the bottom, and that was my big break that I could have used to potentially get enough money to get into that chest. I'm not actually sure how much that lockbox was going to give me, but, you know, the more the better. Still, though, you know, leveling up is still an important thing I need to factor in as well. Alright, so we'll just drop this down. We got a freaking wealth of lockboxes here. Let's try and just actually get into one of them instead of just putzing around like a big old dingo. Okay, that's a bunch of money. I like it. I'm just going to leave that money down there, and if you don't understand why, it's because I don't want to do both. I don't have the time to go down there and come back up again, is basically all. So let's jump away. Try not to get killed by this eye guy. Very nice. I might not have time to get to all three of these. I am kind of hoping, though, that maybe the drill might drop this down or open it up for me and then drop it on my head. Oh, well, that's not very good. Crap! That's the worst way to end a run ever. Did you see the timing on that? I got one power-up. I freaking jumped over that edge, and a TNT block just freaking erupted right on top of my head as soon as I'd gone around. Well, that's really dumb, but that obviously isn't going to be my only run today, because that's a very short run. So we ended up with 250 gems to start, which is not actually bad. I remember at a point I thought Vine had removed those starting gems, which I thought made sense, since it was like, well, what's your reward is like rushing down there before they disappear? I don't know. But anyway, we've got some money now. Maybe that was to counterbalance that the chests all got more expensive. You know, 1,000 to open them is nothing to sneeze at. So jackhammer and nail gun, pretty good combo. I'm pretty happy with that. If we could get a couple of things that strengthen the damage on the nail gun, I feel like I've got a pretty decent shot at making this into an okay run. But it is going to depend on how this new balance works, and this is really the first time that I've spent any major time with this new version of the game. So we'll see firsthand how this balancing act manifests in our actual gameplay, which is kind of neat. We're having a learning experience live and on the fly. This is actually, I only just got this build this morning, although it has been available for a little bit. So I had to have Vine send it over to me, because I'm a big scum and I still haven't backed the game for conflict of interest reasons, I suppose, mostly. It's not that I couldn't afford it, because, you know, I actually paid for someone else to back the game in my, in preparation anyway. But anyway, 750 gems means we're getting close. Let's see if we could just get a little bit more out of this floor. And then we shall head down. Now, I have 110 health. Is that because I'm playing as this character, or did I pick up something that gave me more health, or is it always at 110 health? I didn't notice that before. Because I am playing as this Scarab character who just seems to be automatically unlocked for some reason. Or maybe it has to do with things that I've already done in prior games, since the saves tend to carry over from one run to the next, or one version to the next. And is this going to make it? Pretty close. Not quite, though. Let's dig up this, and we'll drop this chest down. And I should be able to farm these guys for a little bit more. Yeah, it seems like the little guys do drop more loose change, as it were. So maybe that's how I'm going to make it through. Oh, come on. I need one more gem. Alright, hook me up, man. There we go. I feel like a big old nerd not being able to get into this chest. Alright, what do I have? Missile expansion. That's pretty good. It gives me a little bit of passive homing damage in the form of missiles, of course, as you're probably familiar. There will be a point where I eventually just completely stop explaining what all the power-ups are all the time, but I don't think we're quite at that point yet, especially since this game is still reaching new people all the time, and I presume, hopefully, people are finding out about this series on occasion, coming into it at different periods and points. So, you know, if this is somebody's first episode, I don't want them to be ill-informed, but if I reach, you know, episode 50 or something, maybe I won't need to explain what missile expansion does anymore. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose. Alright, so I went down. I actually didn't necessarily mean to, but I ended up burning my second jump by accident there. I guess I held jump down a little bit longer than I expected to. So we've got 305. We've got a crate over on the left. Now, if I was using the proper camera version, I don't know if I'd be able to notice all that stuff all the time. Oh, no! That was a lot of health that I just took damage-wise. Oh, god damn it. Ugh. Okay, well, maybe the game has been balanced a little bit out of favor for what I'm used to. That's okay, it probably does need to be harder. I was having too easy a time with it before, right? So 250 gems, Croco Man with a Kinetic Fist and a Drill Cannon. Not a huge fan of Kinetic Fist. I've definitely gone on record as saying that a few times now, but I think we can make the best of it. I really like that the shovel has been balanced also in a way. It's actually, it now lunges forward instead of knocks you back, which I think makes a lot more sense, since it's sort of like a dash attack. And people that use melee generally, I think, would use it in that sort of way more than to dash away from something. So in a way, it's like it's just making something that was kind of inconvenient actually useful now, which seems like a net gain to me. Should I bother? I guess I'll kill like 1 or 2 more of these guys. Oh, of course you're going to drop your gems up there. Oh no, dynamite! I only have 52 health. I wonder what my counterbalance is for having so little health. Well, let's see what we've got down here. So we've got a chest for 1,000, as they always are now. And not a whole lot else other than this one crate that we're going to get right into as soon as possible. We'll just stack a few on there, and it spawned all the stuff in one little cubby hole, which I value quite a bit. Means that I'm going to get every single gem that drops out of there. And we'll just kind of fist right through all these dudes. There we go. Perfect. We're going to have 763 gems, not nearly enough. By the way, if I just have a bunch of terrible runs on this, my apologies. I see that actually coming, and if that's what ends up happening, then, well, stay tuned. There will be more episodes. I don't intend to end this series anytime soon, especially once this gets... Oh, that chest didn't fall. I went down too fast. Darn. Yeah, I don't intend to stop this anytime soon, and especially once this gets on Steam, I think there's going to be more hype than ever for Cavern Kings, so I will continue... caverning away until we get at least a bunch of really good runs. I don't really have any, like, set end in mind for this series or anything, but, you know, if I get tired of it or I do everything there is to do and then it gets boring or something, then we'll consider moving on. But I still think this game is a lot of fun. And for anybody that's just joining us or anybody that's just getting into this game now, well, you've got a long way ahead of us. Or we've got a long way ahead of us, because there's a lot still we need to figure out about this and how to maximize whatever the current balance situation happens to be. Right now, I'm wondering if it might be balanced a little bit too far in the other direction, but I think that's part of the back and forth that tends to happen. Well, I'm dead again. Man. All it takes is one moment of kind of careless play. I didn't even get any power-ups that time. And it made me Scarab again. I kind of wish we could just be normal dude for a while and just see how that goes. Or, like, give us a select option or something. So we got Saw Blade Launcher and Jackhammer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind having the double jump. Right off the bat, I think that's a pretty helpful item to have, but I also just seem to be dying a lot, and I would kind of prefer just using, like, the vanilla gameplay. Man, that is a lot of damage, and I hardly did anything again. Okay, we drilled through that. I feel so vulnerable at the beginning of the game, and I have so little in the way of, like, proper defense. It might also just be because I'm rusty, too, since I haven't played the game in the better part of a month, which is bizarre considering how much I was enjoying it. Well, you know, being on a trip, I guess, is going to stop you from being able to play games, and that's what it did for me. The majority of my time that I had free time and had game access, I pretty much was spent doing Diablo 3 runs, or working on a character over there, because Ryan was doing a lot of recording and stuff while I was over at his place, and that was, like, the one thing I could do is in his living room, he had his PS4, and they had a copy of the Ultimate Evil Edition, and I found that actually I was really enjoying the new version of Diablo. It was more addicting than I had given it credit for, and now that they removed all the microtransaction junk from it, it seemed like a much more playable game, all in all. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Diablo, just as it turns out. That's what we did for a moment. Alright, let's open up this last crate, and I hope this gets me to chest... almost. Alright, kill these guys, maybe I'll have enough. No. Seriously? We're gonna be that close, huh? Oh, there's more money up there. Okay, we're in. We've got heavier bullets, bigger damage. Okay, I can deal. And 69 gems. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, and let's just dig our way down. Man, it's a tough grind at the beginning, coming up from almost nothing and then having to farm up 1,000 gems just to get into one chest. We'll see. We'll see if this sticks around the way it is. I don't know which side of the fence I want to be on right now, because I appreciate that the game should be very difficult, and I think that it should take some time for you to get your head around what you're doing. But also, if you start out kind of weak and you don't really ever get an opportunity for advancement, well, it kind of kills the curve before it really gets going, right? I don't know, I'm kind of two minds on this particular topic. This is a thing that the comments would be good for. If any of you guys out there have been playing the Beta 19 version of this, feel free to let me know what your opinions are of the new balancing system, of the way that things are set up at the moment. And I'm very curious to see what's going to change and what's going to stay the same in version 20, now that we've got a little bit of perspective, and a few failed runs, of course. I think all it's going to really take for me to be able to get some distance away from the starting moment is, like, the right first power-up. But if I end up having very few power-ups even ever become in my possession, well, I might not get a lot of opportunities to try and maximize my chances, right? Alright, so we're not going to get into this chest very likely on this floor, so why don't I drop this down? Oh! Whoa, did you see that? I think I fell through the floor and then came back up. And then got to keep going. That's really sweet if that's what happened. Maybe that's a thing that happens now. Maybe you can actually leave a floor and come back. I don't know. I kind of like it. Also, there's a bug with something to do with a worm body that happens. I haven't had that happen yet, but we're going to hope that that is not a thing that afflicts us in this particular episode. Let's launch a few saws over here. Anything else? No, this floor is pretty much dead already. Just gotta farm a little bit more money out of it, and then we'll see if we can drop this chest down. It's a little frustrating, right? When you don't get much in the way of money that spawns in one way or the other, nor do you really have a lot of opportunities for advancement anyway. It seems like you're kind of just grinding for the first few floors. I don't know if I want there to be fast progression or not. It's kind of, I guess, up to the developer what he feels is right. But, you know, right now, I guess, kind of wish there was more going on at the beginning. Just the vanilla, you know, run-and-shoot element without really introducing gameplay as far as power-ups go might be a little bit dull at moments. But, you know, that's also part and parcel with starting a new run every time, and I'm still not all that far in this run yet. Probably just being a big baby. 800, and... okay, so we're now at the point where we're going to start making a little bit more money. Hopefully I could parlay that into some chests, and not just run into a rock, man! I still don't understand how the freaking invincibility frames work. Oh, just dropped a sullied Kirpin, which is great news for me. So we've got attack speed up, and also a random passive proc that'll happen for some damage, which I appreciate. Alright, let's grab this last emerald and head down. Very slippery world there. Yeah, okay, I think I really just needed to make it a little bit further before the money starts flowing a little bit better. But yeah, it is very disconcerting when you can take, like, 4 or 5 hits and then all of a sudden be dead from full health. I don't know if that's a thing that I necessarily like or what. A lot of things that I need to actually play a lot more and get proper perspective on, I think. All my speculation right now is it's all very early. Like I said, this is my very first time even playing this build. I think I did like 1/4 of a run before I started recording, so, you know, I don't have a lot to say yet that's informed. Oh, alright, so if they're gonna drop power-ups more often, I guess I can get down with this whole situation. Was there, like, an indication that that guy was likely to drop a power-up? Because, oh, Toxic Man. Alright, well, I want to fight you, but also I kind of need to get going, sorry. I don't know if he has a higher chance of dropping something, but I guess we'll never know until we find another one. Okay, we might be able to pull enough gems out of this floor to get into here. It's going to require me to actually hit some enemies, though. I enjoy the fact that these guys explode now when they die. I think that's kind of a nice touch, although it does seem to slow down the frame rate for a split second. I'm not sure if that's intentional or what, because I know Vine had experimented around with doing, like, freeze frame action to make sort of emphasize when something hits really hard. I guess you could sort of liken it to maybe, like, I think Ocarina of Time does that, like when Link runs into something with his sword and it just kind of freezes for a split second. Alright, made back a bunch of money, actually, after opening that. And down we go. Also, again, if I didn't mention much in the way of UI stuff, also a really nice touch and feature is the fact that now items stack with a number, so that way it doesn't just fill up the entire top of your screen, because that was actually really hard to look at when you started to get really decent runs going. The whole thing just became pictures of items, and like, what are you going to do? You still need to play the game. If anything, you need more ability to concentrate. Oh, geez. Toxic Flask. Okay, so we've got some poison damage happening now. I like that. The more passive damage we can accrue, the better. But also got to be aware, these guys are going to start raining from the sky, and I need to have an out here before I get out of control. Oh, alright. More damage. I'm cool with that. Alright, I want all that money. Am I going to get it, though? That's the question. Let's see if it drops reasonably on me. Yeah, it did. Alright, cool. Let's leave. And I might have enough this floor to grab another chest, provided I can get more money. There's no crates around, though, unfortunately. Or lockboxes, actually, which is a little bit late that I'm not seeing them. I'm wondering what's up with that, actually, today. Just get really bad random luck, probably. So 914, I think we could turn this into a chest. I'm hoping, anyway. 977. These guys drop enough that it's, like, not that concerning, is it? I think I can probably pull, like, 300-400 out of one floor's worth on these dudes. Alright, leveled up. We get another Flying Bracer, so we've got 2 of those now. We've got, what is this, a total of 4 jumps? I think I started with a jump as it is. Yeah, 4. And let's just grab a little bit more money from these guys before we head out. Making sure to avoid any saw blades. Oh god, TNT world. Not a world I want to live in or inhabit for any length of time. And down we go. Alright, I'm locked in. I gotta find some keys. Not super worried, though. I think I can handle this pretty quickly. I just want to break into this box real fast. I'm actually good on health for once. Oh, well, spoke too soon, huh? And who's got a key? I actually haven't seen anyone drop a key yet, or carrying in a key. Oh, I can't even kill that saw blade because it's embedded in impenetrable ground. That is a dirty move, Vine. Dirty move. Okay, so we've got a rock man over there on the right with a key equipped. Gonna have to make it over here. Oh, we've got multiple. No biggie. Alright, let's grab that. See if I can get out now before we get in Trouble Town. And there we go. Didn't really want to mess around just in case it got a little close at the end. I feel like we should be getting near second level chests soon, and I wonder what those are going to cost. Oh no, another Flying Bracer. Man, I don't need to jump anymore. I can pretty much jump anywhere I need to go. I was good on that for a little while now. So grab that gem and bust in here. Oh god, there's so many enemies. Why did I let myself fall through that? Okay, we're still good. Still fine. Just grab some money and we'll get out of here real soon. We might be approaching a boss fairly soon. I don't know how well I'm feeling equipped to deal with a boss. I think they happen at 7,500 feet. So if that's the case, like another handful of floors and we should be on it. We still only have 2 options for bosses. We'll either get the eye boss. Oh, we got regenerating health. That's good news. Actually, that's really good news, because the amount of times that I've just wrecked my health in 3 seconds means that I could really use some more. And that's the first thing that I've had that's kind of like passively giving me health. There's still no other power-ups, are there, either? It's either regenerating health or pluses, and that's about all you're gonna get for that whole schmagegi. Alright, so... Oh, another one! Fantastic. So it seems like we've really balanced gameplay away from just using chests. It seems like a lot of my drops have actually come from enemies now, which is very different from what I was expecting. Alright, very good, very good. I don't know if I'm going to get enough to get into that chest, but I might as well start its process of getting down from where it is on its perch. These rock guys seem slower, maybe, than I remember, which I'm appreciating also, if that's the case. And my saw blades are kind of acting almost like a little bit of a passive damage source, just since they're sitting on the ground for a bit. And now we've got another cluster of iron that makes for 3. And I'm going to just drop this sucker down now. Uh-oh. Get down. There we go. And why does it say healthy? I don't know what that meant. Usually they're poisoned, but that one is healthy. Maybe because I poisoned it back, like it became unpoisoned? Is that an option? Okay, we're out. Oh man, here he is the observer. Let's open this real fast. Get another reject. Oh my god. Got so wrecked on that. I really hope that I can get through this. Jump up. Don't. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Worst boss ever. How am I supposed to fight him when he's up in the corner like that? Alright, I'm trying to let myself regenerate a little bit, but the only perch that I had that was really very useful I can't really get into. And soon, we're gonna run into... Oh, I just freaking hit him. I just ran into the eyeball. I'm garbage. That was actually an okay run for a while, and then I just threw it completely on that boss. Made it to level 12, 7,300 feet, and 3,581 kills. Is that true? Did I really kill that many things? That seems like a very high number. That seems very implausible, actually, to me, but I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be the run for today, or the runs for today. Hopefully you're still enjoying the Cavern Kings series. Again, this is Beta 19. If you are not already involved, follow the developer on Twitter and check out the Greenlight, because this will be coming up on Steam at some point soon. I believe it will show up as early access, so I guess since the Kickstarter's over now, next way to be able to stay apprised of the new versions is probably to support the game over on early access. But, you know, I will give you details as I find them out. Hey, these don't drop. Vine. You gotta give these trophies physics, man. I need to be able to drop them all down. Okay, so new minigame. Carry all the trophies to X feet below the ground, and then you get a reward. Or drop them into a giant gold-eating machine. Alright, I've just come up with a whole new objective mode. Here we go. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like on it. It does help me out to help spread the word about what I'm doing and help to keep the channel going in general. So hopefully you'll be back for another episode of Cavern Kings real soon, and I will talk to you all later.